Hey everyone, it's Drago Jogimurti again, and I'll be floating here from the western edge of this river delta of Porto back to the center. And as I do that, I'm gonna be talking about medicine work that is being performed in Portugal. So this is the one place where we can do pretty much whatever we want. Technically it's just tolerated, but in reality there's iboga clinics, there's ayahuasca clinics, there is ayahuasca retreat spaces, there's people farming the heck out of the mycology side of things. There's cacti growing in many places, so this is the one place where we get away with whatever we want. Police isn't gonna do much. As you maybe have heard, they were demonstrating because they don't get paid and they have to buy their own uniform. And Portugal's saving grace is that it's very laissez-faire. So as I said in the other video, instead of taking measures, they take non-measures. And because other governments are even more meddlesome than that, they are actually creating a lot of economic impulses through that. So here we are allowed to do a lot of stuff that in other places can lead to many issues, even though you can't, as in Iceland, you can't overdo it because they will still come for you. And you don't want to get stuck here in whatever correctional facilities because I hear they're pretty bad. So how to get in touch with the medicine people here. Of course, if you're not already part of the network and you know what's going on, I'm gonna, as I continue doing my things, I'm just gonna hatch more little community projects. I'll just be continuing this guerrilla style thing that I've learned and become relatively good at. There you can just sort yourself out with the regular intelligence of how to do, how to approach our people. How do we even do it? How do we make it so the right people find us, right? Because you don't want to work with someone that is really damaged, because this is how I lost all my stuff in Guatemala, was that I let someone into my house who was not able to heal. And even though I tried my very best, it just created more and more issues, and then the rest of it happened. So how do the medicine people filter out the people who are too psychotic to help? And the way that they do that is that the best of the best, what they do is that they simply work with people who are pre-filtered by community. So let's say there's a yoga school or whatever, there's other schools and retreat centers and whatnot that do work with a lot of medicine. Wow, incredible. And they are doing this over years, and there never anything happens. They always get away with everything. The way that works is that people get recommended, and then for the first part of it is about healing and a trauma release and all that stuff, but then the second part is just purely for the joy or for learning instruments. What the Dreamtime space is very good with is that you can just pick up instruments, find your voice, find your spirit, healing from all that stuff is the first step. The second step is then actually flourishing. And then from flourishing, you start becoming a really good artist and you discover all your talents and abundance finds its way. So there is a large part of this is just through the community aspect, because community, they cannot tax it. It would be harder to take it away from us. I mean, they really did well with the pandemic. You have to say that the pandemic really ruined our social life for some time, right? And it created a lot of issues. And we're seeing it now in the UK that actually being by yourself for too long can be a cause of death. It's actually a life quality kind of issue to be by yourself all the time. So here in Portugal, there's a beautiful community. It's mostly in the Algarve currently, but they're running out of water. So I went to Tamira, and I checked out all their stuff that they were doing. Now you can't really see me anymore because of the sun. Oh man, I really have to get these settings right. I'm sorry for this. I'll just continue talking though and making this video because I really just got to get these shots once. I don't know whenever I have time to produce things. So I got to really work that energy when I feel the spirit of that. And I don't get a second shot because these shots are just so spontaneous and random. Wow, these little doggy dogs. Okay, all right. So, I love this angel statue, by the way. Wow, so cool, huh? Porto is pretty. And there is a community here too. So, I'm not gonna say any names, but you see that tram going past me? Wow. I love it. What was I saying? Yeah, so there is a really fantastic amount of work that is being performed by all the other friends. There you go, and you can see my beautiful face again. What are we doing here? Yeah, we were talking about medicine work being performed in Portugal. So, you can connect with them in many places. There's many medicines that are grown here. I, for my part, was very busy spreading chacruna cuttings to everybody. There's another friend that spreads a lot of other things, a lot of master and sacred tree seeds that found their way. There's a lot of friends that extract and concentrate, like refine the you know, the 5-MeO, and I mean 5-MeO you get it from the toad, but you can also get it from yopo. So there's a lot of alchemist friends that kind of like do this kind of stuff. Look at me, I'm just going over this bridge. But there's a lot of crazy people and homeless people also. Just wonder if that was picked up by the camera here. So yeah, you really got to be careful, right? Because 3 to 5% of the people that do resort to shamanic medicines for healing become crazy afterwards. They are worse off than they start out with, and it's a tiny fraction, but they are creating quite the shenanigans. How do you say the bawohu, tobu bawohu? It's like the chaos, right? The desolation stuff. Man, my brain is really not on top of it today. Maybe I should be just staying in a space of yeah, more serenity, calm, vipassana, but there you go. So I only have one shot. I want to float back to the city, so I'm not going to repeat this shot. I'm just going to talk about it later. I'm going to check the shot if it's even good enough, but chances are it's awesome enough. Or I'll just cut out these parts that are just not cool. You gotta love Porto, man. It has so many amazing sights. Yeah, just connect through the channels of, I mean, I'm using Atitlan Alliance now to be kind of like mounting all of the different outfits and setups in one piece. I'm sure that no one that actually knows the tribe there will mind that, because yeah, I mean, they move more than anything with that type of stuff, even though other people will claim elsewise. Yeah, this is how they get by, right? So yeah, there's a ton of that stuff everywhere now. It's really booming and mushrooming, if you so will. Why? Because it's awesome, and because it usually works. Like most of the people get better, people discovering hidden talents, and they will continue to refine that. I mean, there's stuff now on the market, freely available, that was not there even just a couple years ago. The pandemic definitely, on one side, it kind of like pushed us into corners, and but it also, like, it started a whole new era for the van life movement, right? It started a whole new era for all the other alt movements that were just kind of on the brink of becoming stagnant. Oh, I have to do a little thing here. Whoopa, Gangnam Style. Woohoo. Now we're floating under that big old bridge. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try to see if I can. Oh yeah, there you go. Wow, huh? Woohoo! beautiful. Oh man, what a beautiful shot, yo. Yeah, I'm just practicing really getting good with my guns here. As you know, most of my good stuff was destroyed, stolen, whatever, taken away from me. And now I have this tiny set of gear that I can just use whenever, I have motivation to do that, because all of what happened really impacted my spirit, and I'm not really like doing so great like most of the time. So I have to do it when I really feel happy enough, and because my smile on camera, it's an important aspect, right? No one wants to see sad, fucking dying person. They want to see stuff that uplifts them. And for that reason, I'm just trying to find my voice again. Because more bullshit happened on top of that whatever stuff. And there we see that it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. At some point we become so bitter and so stuck that we can't do it, and we can't get better because we're in a bad spot, right? We can't like find a partner because like they immediately see that something's off with us. And because we can't have a partner, then that means that, we're gonna be frustrated and screwed, and there's not that same level of ability to even, come back from that. So the medicines are a way to cheat our mind into thinking that everything is okay for a while. This is why, for example, ketamine is so popular in places like Iceland, because it's a disassociative. It will make you forget for a moment of whatever amounts of stuff that did this. And sometimes all you need is a crutch. Your crutch helps you get back to where you were. Where you were, that was the happy spot. Where you were, that was the place where you need to be. This moment holds the key. But we can't do that, right? You see that ruin there in the back? That ruin will never be okay again. It's gonna be ruined forever. So, to be fair, none of that stuff is ever gonna be okay anymore. I'm never gonna enter my dojo again because it's burned to the ground because some dude wanted to not pay the price that I was asking for it. Like that, it will never be okay again. Like sometimes I think about it, makes my heart very heavy. And yeah, our medicine work is on point, because when someone is anyway, on the verge of not wanting to be around anymore, seeing beautiful colors and feeling that serotonin blast and everything, disassociating from everything, and just, these are treatment-resistant psychopathologies. That's what we call it. Emphasis on the resistant. Some of the people need to kind of like prove that they cannot be treated in any other way. That's crazy, right? I mean, you can just say, I just want to not take these stupid psychopharmaca meds. I want to have something from the forest. But we can't do that because we living in a space where we, for the safety, for the society. Oh yeah, man, do you see all that? Wow. These are like new condos and stuff just being built on top of the ruins. You see how they're trying to revitalize the neighborhood. And they have these historic things, so sometimes you just need to rip through these old things, right? You need to just forget them, right? You have to create new memories, because otherwise it will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can't get out of the depression because the ruins are just right in front of your face all the time. That's so sad, man. But I will show you in a moment. I will show you a piece of street art that is a beautiful like symbol for me of how you can recover and you can make your life be like a work of art, a work of art where you have succeeded. You have succeeded in going the full journey, right? Not just having the happy thing all the time. You can't be in that all the time. There has to be a moment where things are destroyed, because if you're living just a half-life where you never have the opportunity to really meet the devil will ruin everything. No matter how strong you are or clever you are, like, devil will find a way to win, because that's the spirit of that entity, right? It's been around for ages, has done all sorts of stuff to everybody, and you really have to be like adamantine to not fall into that trap. And it takes a level of strength that I don't know if I'll ever discover that, but to really resist the devil 100%, wow, that's something. And if you don't know about it, then you haven't really had the full journey. You haven't had the benefit of that. You see that face there in the back? Let me try to get that. Yeah, there's that street art face. You see that? It's not a ruin by any length of imagination, but yeah, it's to try and make an art of living in ruins, working with ruins, coping with ruins, and to make it beautiful, make it have character. This is what I'm afraid of going to Valencia, is that it's too clean for me. And then someone who is actually a medicine man here in Porto and who's incredibly ballsy, who doesn't seem to care at all, told me that Valencia is a powerhouse. A lot of people working and slaving to make life better for themselves and their families, which is beautiful. But yeah, it's maybe too clean, huh? Maybe too organized, maybe too much urban design. Maybe it needs a bit of cobblestone and stuff here, but you see all these cranes also. You see how there's so much happening here. It's wild. It's definitely revitalizing. I mean, the prices have like tripled in a matter of years, which is an issue for the domestic people and not such a big issue for the digital nomads. That's why some of the people are looking at me like they want to throw a rock at me as I'm floating on my electric unicycle, obviously shooting this a video log here thing, because maybe they think I have $1 million, and maybe, you know, I'm pretty fucked, but I'm not as destroyed as I could be, due to, whoa, there's another brother, you see, just floating. I don't know if you saw that. There was another electric unicyclist. Yeah. Wow, such a journey it was. Anyway, if you're looking for medicine work to be performed, come to Portugal. You'll definitely find what you're looking for here. It's not a big issue. It's maybe even too casual. It's a little bit casual how it's sometimes offered here. But this is indeed the mecca of all sorts of medicine. And it really make a big distinction between what is medicine and what is not medicine, because this will matter if you're looking to work with this stuff. Like, seriously, make sure that you don't perpetuate the wrong stereotypes. And this is a really long video, so let's end it here. Live long and prosper. Thank you. Chago Jogi Murti here.